Have you ever felt lost, like you're unsure who it is you're meant to be or the impact that you could make? Have you ever felt like there's a version of yourself out there that's just waiting to be unleashed, like a version that is more impactful, more fulfilled, and more aligned with what your true purpose is? But what if I told you that the key to unlocking this potential, it's already within you, and it's actually hidden in plain sight that you might not see? And so are you ready to discover how you have unique superpowers that can really transform your life and the lives of those around you? If so, you are in the right place. You're going to want to watch this video. My name is Jake Talbert. I'm the founder and author and chief giver over at the GIVER method. And today we're going to be diving into this topic that can really change your life for the good. And it's essential for everyone who wants to make a difference in the world. And it's this idea of how to step into who it is that you're meant to be by unlocking your potential through your unique superpowers. Now, before we dive into that topic, if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications, like the video, comment your thoughts along the way. Down the road, share it with someone who may need it. Of course, down the road, after you watch the video, you could also check us out on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, or at thegivermethod.com. We don't want you to miss out on any of the content that we have that help you to unlock your potential and become a true giver. Now, for those of you who might be new, let me explain real quick what the GIVER method is all about. It's a framework for personal growth that, for your personal growth and impact that really is going to focus on discovering your unique gifts and superpowers, using them to create value for others, and really building meaningful relationships. And so while I go through these different ideas, thoughts, principles, tactics, I'm going to cover, whatever that thing is, and then I'm going to have an action item. I do this every single time. I have 8 things I'm going to cover, so there's going to be 8 action items that you could go do, start doing today, this week, this month, that will immediately start helping you to unlock this potential and start stepping into who it is you're meant to be so you can make a greater impact. Now, the important part isn't what's going to happen here in the video. It's about you taking those action items and actually putting them to practice. So make sure you pull out a piece of paper, pull up a note, jot down notes of it while you go, because it will really have an impact on your life. So we're going to now dive in on how you can apply the GIVER method to step into who it is that you're meant to be and unlock what your true potential could be. So the first step is about stepping into who it is you're meant to be it's about recognizing what your unique gifts and superpowers are. The journey is always, whenever you're looking to step into who it is meant to be, it starts with this self-discovery. It's about recognizing that you have these unique gifts that make you who you are. Your natural talents, your strengths, those abilities. These are the things that maybe you do effortlessly, but others find really challenging. Whether it's your ability to connect with people, to solve complex problems, or come up with creative ideas to life, your gifts are the foundation of what your potential could be. To truly unlock what those superpowers are, you have to start by reflecting on your own life experiences. So think back to when you felt the most engaged or fulfilled or energized. What were you doing during those moments? Pay attention to what activities you do that you just lose track of time on. Like, what do you do so well that others compliment you on, or they come to you for help and assistance on? These are going to be clues to what your unique gifts are. Now, journaling can be extremely helpful to uncover these insights, allowing you to look for and recognize patterns that highlight what those strengths could be. So self-awareness, it's going to be the key to unlocking what your potential is, because it gives you the clarity on what you naturally excel at and what makes you unique. So the first action item here is I want you to set aside 30 minutes this week for some quiet reflection. And I want you to write down 3 things that you believe might be your superpower. Don't overthink it, just trust your instincts. Go with whatever your gut tells you that those things would be. Now, you're going to use that as we go through a lot of these other principles, these other ideas. So once you've identified what that is, our second one that we're moving to, once you've identified what your superpower is, the next is to step in and fully embrace it. Embracing your superpower, that means acknowledging and accepting them as, an integral part of who you are. Many people, they struggle with this because society often conditions us to downplay our strengths, fearing it may come across as arrogant or boastful or fill in the blank. But the truth is that your gifts, they are meant to be shared with the world. People are waiting for you to share your gifts with them. So this is not just for you. They're the tools for creating impact and building connections with others. And when you embrace your superpowers, you are taking ownership of your uniqueness. You're not being boastful. You're not you're not being boastful. You're actually stepping into this role that allows you to offer your best self to the world. And when you acknowledge and appreciate those strengths, it builds so much confidence and gives you permission to just show up fully in who you are. You want to begin to recognize that your superpowers are not just personal assets, but they are tools that you can use to make a significant difference in other people's lives. Embracing these gifts is the gateway to making really authentic impact. I used to hesitate about my ability to remain calm under pressure. People see that weird sometimes, almost stoic. But once I started to embrace this superpower, I found that I could help others navigate really stressful situations more effectively. And so the action item here would be to write down your top 3 superpowers. Take those things, write them down on a sticky note, and place it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day. Remind yourself, these are my gifts and I am meant to use them, and start using them daily. So principle number 3 is about stepping into aligning your superpowers with your purpose. And so stepping into who you're meant to be, it's not just about those gifts, but really aligning with your life's purpose. This is, where the G in GIVER comes in. It's about being a gift giver. Your superpowers are most impactful when they're in the service of others. When you align your strengths with your life's mission, whether that's to help others solve a specific problem or create meaningful value, you really do step into a role that is both fulfilling and going to be purpose-driven for you. And when you align your gifts with your purpose, you want to ask yourself questions like, how can my unique talents solve challenges in my, family, with my friends, in my workplace, in my community? Or, what problems am I passionate about solving? Your purpose is where your superpowers intersect with the world. When you find this alignment, you're going to experience this deep sense of fulfillment that goes way beyond just personal achievement. You're going to be contributing to something larger than yourself, making your journey more meaningful, more impactful. And so the action item here is to spend some time journaling about how your superpowers could be used to serve others and contribute maybe to a cause that you care about. Principle number 4 is about stepping outside the comfort zone. So if you want to unlock your full potential, you have to step outside your comfort zone. This is where growth really does happen. The comfort zone is where your abilities are safe and underutilized. It's a space where you repeat familiar patterns without pushing your boundaries. While it may feel secure, it's also where your potential just remains untapped. And stepping into who it is you're meant to be requires you to challenge yourself, to stretch your abilities, and to face new uncomfortable situations. Stepping outside your comfort zone, it doesn't mean abandoning the strengths, but it means finding new ways to apply them. It's about using superpowers in unfamiliar settings, which leads to personal and professional growth. Every time you challenge yourself, to take on something new, whether that's a leadership role, a project, a new relationship, you're expanding your capacity to make an impact. Growth happens when we lean into the discomfort and trust that our strengths are going to guide us. I remember first time I started getting out there and really speaking publicly about the GIVER method, it kind of scared me. But it was also in the moment where I was stepping into who it is that I was meant to be. I was pushing past my fear, and I was able to share my message with a wider audience and start to create more impact. And so the action item here is going to be identify one area where you could use your superpower in a new or challenging way this week, and commit to taking a step towards that. No matter how small it may seem, it's a positive step forward. Principle 5 is going to be that you have to cultivate this self-belief. And so as you step into who you're meant to be, you really have to, it requires you to believe in yourself and your abilities. It's not about, once again, it's not about being boastful. It's not about having an inflated ego, but recognizing and trusting in your unique abilities. Your superpowers are the reason, your superpowers are yours for a reason, and no one else can offer exactly what you do. And so as you create this self-belief, this is about understanding your worth and the value that you bring to the table. It's about knowing that you are enough and that your gifts are not only valuable, but they're necessary to so many people. Self-doubt can be one of the biggest obstacles in unlocking your potential. It can cause hesitation, it can cause fear, inaction, imposter syndrome. To overcome self-doubt, you have to replace those limiting beliefs you have with way more empowering ones. Remind yourself regularly that you are completely capable and you are worthy. Affirmations can be a super powerful tool in building up a self-belief. Every time you lean into your strengths and you see an impact impact that you're going to create, you're going to build up and grow your confidence. Remember, any sort of a belief in yourself is a foundation that allows you to fully step into your gifts and create more lasting value for others. There are times where I've doubted whether my ideas were valuable enough to share with people. But as I start to share and believe in myself and in the message I'm giving, I found that others began to believe it too. And so action item here is going to be to start like a journal, like as you journal, start writing down the wins that you have. Every day, write down one way you use your superpower successfully, no matter how small that might be. And this practice is really going to help you to build up your self-belief over time. Our next principle, if you are unlocking your potential, once again, it's not just about knowing the gifts and superpowers, but using them intentionally. So it's about taking intentional action. This is where the I in Giver comes from. When we look at influence, to create influence, you have to be intentional about how you want to apply your gifts. You need to set clear goals on how you want to make a difference and take consistent focused steps to actually achieve them. Intentional action means that you're making conscious decisions to use your superpowers in situations where they're most needed, whether it's helping a friend, contributing at work, contributing your expertise somewhere else, to a community project. Each small purposeful action is going to add up and start to fill up that tank for you. Taking action is how how the potential of what you could be becomes a reality. And so start by creating a plan how you can use your gifts, and then commit to taking at least one step every day towards them. Over time, these small actions will accumulate and lead to a significant impact. When I started sharing Giver Method, I committed to creating one piece of content every single week, which has now led to most business days, and hopefully over time it becomes daily. But this consistent action, it's helped me build an audience and to create more of an impact over time. And so the action item here, once again, set clear goals for how you can use that superpowers. Start using them today, this week, this month, and then break it down. So if it's going to be a monthly goal, break it down into weekly actions and commit to daily things you could do to move that forward. The next principle, as you step into who it is you're meant to be, is all about creating vivid value for others. Now, this means using your superpowers in a way that leaves lasting positive impressions. Vivid value means that your contributions don't just solve problems, but they leave this lasting positive impression on others. It's about really going beyond the ordinary and delivering something that's so much more memorable. When you operate from your superpowers, you have the ability to really exceed expectations, to create deeper, more meaningful connections through what your actions are. And if you think about how you can use your superpowers to not just meet the needs, but exceed them, that's the important thing, is to really just dive into that thought of how you could exceed them. How can you offer something extra that makes others feel seen or heard or appreciated? Whether it's adding a personal touch on a project, offering some sort of a creative solution, or simply listening really intently to someone in need, vivid value is about leaving people better than how we found them. It's in these moments that you truly unlock the potential of what your gifts could be, and you create much more lasting impact. And so the action item here is to think of one way that you can use your superpower this week and create this vivid value, a memorable value for someone in your life. Our eighth principle, when you're stepping into who's meant to be, you gotta remember, it's not a solo journey. You have to build meaningful relationships along the way. This is where R in Giver comes in. The R stands for relationship bridges, which is about connecting deeply with others through generous sharing of your gifts and their gifts with you. Meaning relationships amplify your impact, they provide you support, and they create a sense of belonging that really enhances both personal and professional life. Relationships built on mutual trust, respect, and generosity allow you to grow in ways that you couldn't grow on your own. So you want to surround yourself with people who challenge you, who support you, who inspire you, and use your gifts to contribute to their lives. And be open to receiving their gifts. That's being the receivership is super hard for a lot of people who are givers. But these connections, they're going to enrich your life and help you expand your ability to create value. The more you give through your relationships, the more that you're going to receive in terms of growth, support, and opportunities for impact. I've shared, as I've shared the GIVER method, I've been working to build a community of like-minded individuals who support and inspire each other. And the relationships that I've been developing with this have been really instrumental in helping me to step fully into who it is I was meant to be. And so the action item here is write down 3 people who align with your values and goals, reach out to them and start building those relationships. Start building them this week, this month, and see how that starts to change things. Along the way, of course, there's going to be some challenges that you come up. Like, we have to address what those common challenges are that you face when you're really wanting to step into who it is meant to be. There's things like the fear of failure. And remember that failure, it's a part of growth. You use your superpowers to learn from the setbacks and keep moving forward. I mentioned it earlier, imposter syndrome. So trust in the value that your gifts have. They're so unique. Your superpowers are needed in the world, so start using them. Another one is lack of clarity. So keep exploring and experimenting. Clarity often comes through action, not just from thinking. You may experience resistance from others, so surround yourself with people who are supportive, who believe in your true potential. And then, of course, there's always overwhelm. So take it one step at a time. Focus on consistent small actions rather than trying to change everything all at once. I mean, these are challenges, but remember that they're completely normal, and the key is to approach them with patience and self-compassion. Stepping into who it is you're meant to be, it is a journey of self-discovery and growth and impact, which is not always easy. But it's about recognizing your unique superpowers and aligning them with your purpose and using them to create value for others. So please start small. Try one of the action items we mentioned today, today, this week, this month. Every day, look for the opportunities that you can use your superpowers more intentionally. And remember, every time you use your gift to create value for anyone, you're not just stepping into who it is that you're meant to be, but you're making the world a better place. By applying the GIVER method and leveraging your superpowers, you're not just unlocking your own potential, you're really creating a ripple effect of positive change that can really transform your family, your friends, your coworkers, the communities around you. Inspire people to step into greatness as well. And if you want to dive deeper into this concept, into discovering superpowers and stepping into who it is meant to be, then go to thegivermethod.com. Sign up for the newsletter. The book, The GIVER Method, is coming out next month, and so you can get on the early release notices and such. You can also see how we speak on stages, have us come be a part of your podcast, or the services we offer to help people with developing and discovering their gifts and superpowers. So go ahead, givermethod.com. Once again, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those places. But I really do like when people sign up for the newsletter so they can get those exclusive tips and insights on leveraging their gifts and making greater impact. If this video resonated with you, hey, give it that thumbs up. Share it with someone else who might need it. And maybe needs a reminder of what their own superpowers are, or in finding what their superpowers are. Let's really spread this power of stepping into our true selves and create a world where everyone is empowered to make a difference. Until next time, I want you to please keep growing, keep giving, and remember, your superpowers are key to becoming who you are truly meant to be. Use them regularly, use them wisely, believe in yourself, because the universe, the world, is waiting for you to step into who it is that you were meant to be. So until next time, we will catch you in the next video.